Hello everybody, this is Robert with Deep Thought Cycle Blogs, and here we are still on our little side review street where we're doing a couple reviews tonight. And this is Bar, and these are the workers here, and we're hanging out tonight. And tonight we're doing a couple reviews on two products, and I hope you saw the last review that we did on the Shirley frame bag. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. Thumbs up on that. We're gonna do reviews on everything, what I use and more. So, gas man. And here we are. And you know what? I'm even call me crazy, but I said before I'm having a beer. Not too many though. Not make it a habit. The next review we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna talk about here this right here. This is a Lezyne floor pump, mini power pump. I'll give you the correct name in a second. Before I take it out my rack here, I'm going to tell you a bad thing about this pump sometimes when you're wearing shorts is your shorts can get caught right here if you mount it on your frame. That can happen sometimes. Also, if you don't tighten it up, it can slide up and down. So before I take it off of my bike to do the review, I'm going to point out those two negatives. And let's go ahead and talk about this pump a little bit. Hello? There's a cook right here. Hey. There's a neighbor. She don't want us to put her bike there. She told us to move it. So there's a staff here. You missed the dancing. And I'm still continuing the middle I was doing on the last review. Through the magic of stopping the video and starting again, it's actually the same scallops. And they're still good. A little oily. It's a pretty girl. Pretty girls everywhere, right? Pretty girls everywhere. So, we're going to talk about this floor pump. Are you ready? Let's get down to review. About this pump right here, the micro floor drive HPG pump. I have no idea what HPG stands for. I think I bought this pump. You know, I bought two of these. It's been a long time. I think I paid about 350 RMB for it. It was pretty darn expensive. You might ask yourself, what is there to talk about on the pump? Well, you see this piece of rubber there? Who knows what that is? This pump is strong, durable, excellent. Like Lezyne engineers, they're aluminum really well. So it's very, very, very good design. There's a gauge here, which I really like, because I pump up my pumps to my tires. I use Schwab Marathons, and I pump up my tires to about 6 bar, and 6 bar is like right here, right? And without a gauge, you know, a lot of people are like, oh no, it doesn't matter. Now, for me, it matters. I always run 6 bar. And like if it's like a half a bar less, I could feel it. Because already I got these massively heavy tires with flat protection in them. So it's like riding on marshmallows. So I like to pump them up to the max, and I really use the gauge. I've had 2 of these pumps. I've had the old one. I had one on my old bike that was stolen. And I had one on this bike now that I'm currently using. If you're watching this in some other point in time, you could check out the ride I did with the trailer and the boys yesterday. And you can see I'm really fat right now because I took some time off and I'm just starting to lose my weight. So probably by the time you watch this video, I'll be super skinny again, back down to 65 kilos, and I'll look like Conor McGregor. But that's not now. So this is like a time capsule of fatness, not just a review, right? So I've had 2 of these, and both of these suffer from the same problem. When you're pumping it up, the spring gauge sticks. Now in my old bike, I've actually blown up the tire twice. On my new bike, you know, that was TK 540 rims. I don't know, my new bike, I've used this, and I know it sticks. I learned it. If you tap it, it will come unstuck, and then like it'll jump down like a quarter of a bar maybe. So you got to know that when you're pumping it up, it'll stick, and then it'll jump. So you got to, if you're like, and another thing is like, you do 6 bars with this thing, you're gonna be like pumping and like, it's a fucking long time, you know. And I'm sorry, I don't say that anymore. I'm trying to talk nicer. I made a promise to you. I'm sorry about that. This handle here is really little, and unless you got lumberjack hands, it digs in your palm. So whenever I'm pumping up like 6-bar tires, number one, if you could use a big floor pump, it's 100 times better. But if you have, in China they say mei ban pa, and you have to use this one, okay, you should keep a bike glove, or so I don't even wear bike gloves, but keep a rag and put in your hand for cushion, because you're going to be pumping, like pumping iron, man, you know. And another thing I want to talk about is, you know, I don't get flats that much, and I do have to pump up my ride every week or two. There's a girls walking by, right? Another pretty waitress, right? But I don't have to. I don't pump, but I do have to pump up. But let me hold on. I'm gonna take this apart some right now. Hold on a second. I've unscrewed this cap here, and you think that ring should stay there. It doesn't stay there, right? I'm gonna take this out. I gotta put down the camera here real quick. Right? Now it's pretty simple. You can see it's just a cylinder there, and you have the gasket here. Now the thing about this pump is, I've used some thick grease to grease it, but like if you're not using it for a while, or use it really hard, it gets really hot, and if you haven't greased your pump regularly, and then you go to use it, I mean, you'll think, oh my God, you'll think it's broken, maybe, and then like number one, you think it's broke, like and number two, but you throw some grease in there and it's all good. But like, I got floor pumps. I never had to grease my floor pumps before, and how many people do you hear say you got to grease pumps before? Maybe you got a bike shop, it's more frequent, it's more normal, but I got this monster floor pump in my house, and I use it like all the time, like whenever I need to, and I never had to pump it. I never had to grease it once. So it's like a necessity, like a maintenance thing. And if you're using it as a backup pump, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's not going to break if you're on a tour. But if you've used it a lot and you get a lot of, if you get it, like I don't get flat tires, but I see a lot of people on tours get a lot of flat tires. And I guess if you use this thing like 10 times, you're going to need grease. And if you're not packing grease on your ride, then it's going to be useless, right? Pretty much. I used to drink beer more. I don't do that much anymore. The Chinese byway. It's my, you know, you get a big factory. You know, hopefully it's real. At least they filter the water, and maybe the quality is a little bit more consistent than the other factories, right? It's not because it's the best tasting beer, but we're not doing a beer review, are we? You see that sign over there? It's got a naked girl on the sign. Can you see that naked girl with the big butt? I did not put that sign there. I just looked at it. Alright, so let me talk about this pump a little bit. Alright, this pump can handle Schrader and Prestas. Let me set things down here. Don't put the camera on my fat stomach because I'm so fat right now, right? It'll break the camera. So check it out. The way it works is it screws firmly into the base, Some kind of fight going on right now. Craziness. It screws into the base, and then you can select Presta or Schrader valves. And my trailer uses Schrader, and my bike uses Presta by just turning this. And it's a pretty solid piece of rubber. I think I've replaced the hose on this before once. I can't remember. I think I have. But another thing is this Allen wrench set right here. This Allen wrench set is you could take this off, right? You could pretty much, and there's a wrench in there. You could take that off. You could take the whole thing apart. It's just a metal tube, right? And it says ABS, Air Bleed System Equipped, high tech. That means you push this button and it lets air out. I don't know why you would do that, because if you're running real high PSI, like, you're just gonna pop your tire if you don't. And like, if you want to let air out to the point that you don't care about the gauge, I mean, maybe. But if you're letting air out with this and you're concentrating on this and you're just dropping that you need to use a gauge, most people don't use a gauge when they're just trying to run soft tires like off-road. So I kind of think it's not really functional, you know. But everybody should have a pump on their bike. You should learn that when you're a little boy, right? And I've seen people have CO2 cartridges. I can't imagine how that would work. I can't imagine. There's somebody crazy running in the streets over there with a mental disability. Everybody's looking. I don't want the YouTube channel to be about looking down on people, so I'm not going to put the camera on it. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be prudent, right? So as I screw this back on here, and it wraps around the handle, always keeping it torqued. They got a little foot peg that folds down, just big enough to stand on. And I think that Lezyne could have made the handle a little bit bigger. Now maybe that would cause problems being on your sidebar, I'm not sure. But as an emergency Spartan piece of kit, I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it, and make sure you get some grease with it. So, we got a lot of reviews coming, everybody, and I appreciate you guys stopping to watch. For those of you that just came on the review, I live in China for 16 years, and at the time of making this video, from the U.S., and I do a lot of rambling man type deep thoughts on a bike. You're free to check it out anytime, and it's not for everybody. It's like long deep thoughts, right? But be safe out there, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and ride with me anytime. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. So I asked these two guys, I say, sit down and come talk with me, and they're very scared. They're very scared because the boss said, no, have to, 快点工作，没有休息, only work, no break. I asked this pretty girl, I said, come sit down, 5 questions, and she's very nervous maybe. I would be nervous too if I sat down by some really fat old guy with a camera. I'd be scared, scared to run away, right? So I'm getting ready to go get the computer, and I'll see you guys later on for the next review, right?